Hey, what's going on everyone? How you guys doing today? Welcome back to another Steve Rising video. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about how to actually get some mythics and some exotic weapons in Steve Rising. I've been getting this question quite a lot, so today we're going to be answering it. And first, let's talk about one of the things that's really going to affect your ability to actually get weapons, whether it's mythics or exotics, and that's going to be your actual pinnacle reward level. So this one right here, as you can see, we are currently level 5 out of 8, and most of you guys will probably be around level 5. This was barely unlocked yesterday, and that's when people started being able to get their hands on both mythics as well as exotics. So that's pretty much the first thing you want to do. You want to get your reward level to level 5. I think you start at 50 where it changes from, 51. 51 is where it changes from 4 to 5, and you can actually start getting those mythics as well as exotics. And the higher we keep getting on these levels, as more levels unlock throughout the next days, the percentages of us being able to get mythic weapons and exotic weapons should get a little higher. Not by that much, but they should get a little higher. Now if you are level 5, let's go over the activities that will actually give you these weapons. So let's head over to activities, and I think that we're going to be starting off with adventure here. Now for adventure, you have a lot of different places where you can actually get both mythics and exotics. And let's start with the heroic strikes. Here you have a 1% chance of getting one of these exotics. If you have win, the concerto is going to be an amazing weapon and definitely the best primary you can actually use on her. Risk winner is going to make Jolder have better survivability and ad clear. And then the two-tail faults is definitely going to be helping when it comes to damage to Cora. So these are the weapons you can actually get. Each activity has like their own unique exotic weapons you can actually get from them. Almost some of them might be shared between activities, some of them are not. So if you're looking for a specific weapon, just make sure that you check where activity it actually comes from. So if I wanted to go for a specific exotic weapon, like for example here the concerto, I would click source and just check which one it told me. And as you can see here, it says strikes heroic, and it brings me straight into the playlist so I can start farming for that weapon. Right now you only have a 1% chance of actually getting one of these exotics, so the chances you're gonna get them is pretty low. But if you're only looking for mythic weapons, then you have a much better chance, because every time that you finish this and actually use your pinnacle energy, you should be getting at least one pinnacle weapon. And these are the pinnacle weapons that I can actually drop from the strike playlist right here. These ones are pretty good, not bad, not the best of the pinnacle weapons, but they're definitely very serviceable, and I really like the look of them as well. Rumble the 9 doesn't really drop weapons, so you can't really get exotics or mythics from here. And neither those Morgan Spray, they drop just other materials that are not exotics or mythics. Now Gauntlet Ops is going to be really good for getting mythic weapons, especially some of the very good mythic weapons. You can get them from both Gauntlet and Blitz. From Blitz right now, if you do the heroic version, you have again a 1% chance of getting some of the exotics. And for here we have things like the Izanagis, the Jotun, the Royal Contraberne, the Heir Apparent, and also the All Perfect Henkinen. And as you can see, it's a completely different list from the ones you can actually get in the strike playlist. From here, those of you guys that have Tank 2 definitely want to get the Izanagi's Burden. Izanagi's Burden is going to make you even better at doing DPS, and it's going to make you do some just crazy amounts of damage. So definitely be on the lookout for that if you have Tank 2. And whenever you complete Gauntlet Blitz, just like with the strikes, you are guaranteed to get a level 60 or level 50 mythic weapon, as long as you use your pinnacle energy again. And these are some of the weapons that you're going to be able to get from Gauntlet Blitz, and this is the reason that I really like this mode for actually like getting mythics, because all of these weapons are fantastic. I have not used one of these like Fallen Team weapons that I didn't like. And these dual items right here for win are perfect if you don't have the exotic ones. Same with the shotgun. Actually, I think this is the best shotgun that can actually run on win, especially if you're already using your exotic sidearms. This is like perfect. It has a high rate of fire, it has some really good perks, and I just feel like it works really well with your kit. So these weapons, I definitely feel like they are the best current pool of like mythic weapons you can actually get. So you want to just go for some good mythic weapons, even if you're not going for a specific one, I would definitely recommend Gauntlet Blitz. Now Gauntlet ones, that is without a doubt the best place to currently get exotics, and also just getting a couple of mythics. Now this is going to be very hard currently, especially right now that we're currently still very under level. So if you're thinking of heading in there, I definitely recommend that you check out a guide first, since there are mechanics you should know, and also be ready for quite a challenge. Or you can just wait a couple days. As the days go on, this mission is going to be getting easier and easier as we get closer to the recommended power level. Now the reason this place is the best way to get exotics right now is because of the weekly rewards that have an increased drop rate for exotics. When everything else is like 1%, Gauntlet's Blitz has a 15%, which is definitely much better. You know, it's like 15 times better than some of the other drop rates we're seeing. And then you also get 2 guaranteed mythics from just completing this. Now the mythic pool here seems to be kind of like a mix of everything. The mythics that you would find in Shifting Gates, the ones that you would find in Blitz, and the ones that you would find in Heroic Strikes. So you can really get a little bit of everything here, and instead of just getting 1 mythic drop guaranteed, you actually get 2. Which is going to be very nice, especially since it requires the same amount of pinnacle energy, that being 20. Now once you complete those first 3 runs, your exotic chance is going to go down, but still, just having that increased exotic chance for those 3 first runs is going to be fantastic. And each encounter of the raid actually has its own exotic that's exclusive to the raid. The Find the Boss has the Gallows. The Menace from Above has the Shotgun. The Octagon Rad Dispenser. And then Breaking has the Bow, the Mayama Yuri, which I hear is definitely very good on Ningfei. And then the other exotic weapons you can also get are, again, a mix of them from like different activities, like the ones in the Strike playlist, Shifting Gates, as well as in the Gauntlet Blitz. So you can also get things like the Izanagi's Burden from here, which definitely will help out, again, your tank too. Now, I think the other weapons, besides the ones specific to the encounter, are the same for every single encounter. It looks like that's the case. So yeah, if you're looking for a specific weapon that you want for the encounter, like if you really want the Gallows, or maybe you really want the Shotgun, just make sure that you do that encounter 3 times and use your 15% chance of getting that exotic on that encounter. Since you can just reload it over and over again, that should be pretty easy. And currently the final place where you can actually get exotics is Shifting Gates. But the exotic drop rate in Shifting Gates is worse than all the other ones because you only have a 0.33% chance to actually get one of these exotics. You have the Sweet Business, you have the Huckberry, the Crimson, and then the Chaperone. And you also have the Smart Bone Launcher, but I'm sure all of you guys have this one already, so you guys are probably just looking for the other ones. The drop rate is just cruel right now in Shifting Gates, so don't go in there expecting a lot of exotics, but you will be getting a guaranteed, again, mythic weapon whenever you get this done. And for this one, the pool is actually a lot smaller. There's only an SMG, a grenade launcher, and a machine gun. So if you're looking for one of these weapons specifically, this is going to be the perfect place to actually farm this. And, well, that's all the places you can actually get the exotics. There is a couple more places where you can get some more mythics, that being the casual playlists. Now this is not like a guaranteed drop like a lot of the other activities, but they are going to be pretty nice, especially since they don't really require any sort of pinnacle energy. So you can do these activities even when you don't have pinnacle energy and still have a chance of getting some of those mythics. Now the first one is Iron Bar. Now this is only available during the weekend, but it does have the best chance of giving you some mythics at 50%. At least when you win. The draw rates actually change depending on if you win or lose a match. If you win a match, you have a 50% of getting a mythic, but if you lose a match, you only have a 25% chance of getting a mythic. Which, you know, is still better than not getting no mythic at all, but you definitely want to keep that in mind. Now, you also have Sparrow Racing with a 30% chance of getting a mythic, and just like with the Iron Bar, this actually kind of depends on where you place in the race. If you are first to third place, you get a 30% chance, but if you're the 4th to 6th place, you only get half at 15%. And then you also have the Shadow Shaper duels, where you again have a 30% chance at getting some of these mythic weapons. And just like with the other ones, it matters if you win or lose. This one is even more punishing because if you lose, you straight up don't even get a chance of actually getting a mythic. You only get the chance of getting a mythic if you win or tie the game. So you really gotta win if you're doing Shadow Shaper duels. So it really seems like the Iron Bar is actually the way to go. You're trying to get some mythic weapons without actually spending any pinnacle energy. And those are currently all the sources that you can get some mythic and exotic weapons. So hopefully this answered your question on how to get the mythics and exotics. Once again, as we get higher on our team level, getting mythic weapons and also exotic weapons should get a little bit easier. So, just keep that in mind. So I recommend that you don't rush head first into farming some of these exotics or farming like some of these mythic weapons, because the rewards are going to get better in probably just a couple of days to a week. So make sure that you guys keep that in mind. But you want to go in there and farm and try to get some exotics before anybody else, then, you do you. But thank you all for watching. Thank you all for stopping by. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.